This is Neat and Mixed from Hops and Spirits.
Welcome back to another edition of Neat and Mixed. And like I said a little while ago, the dynamic duo here once again.
Your boy Brandon.
And Jonathan Green. We've got another good one for you, and I think you might be slightly excited for this one.
I'm super excited for this one.
Super excited. So if you can't see the bottle right in front of us, it's the George Dickel Bottled and Bond Fall 2008. And you'd be like, wait, didn't they do that already? Technically, yes. This is the 13-year version.
Yep.
In 2020, they released the 11-year version. Nicole Austin, their master distiller, said it was just so good she had to go back again and loved it so much. So
Did you say Nicole?
Nicole Austin.
So master distiller is a woman?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
She does a magnificent job.
That's awesome.
She has done such a good job, too, because she's brought like stuff like this, the Leopold Brother collab, on their rye, all sorts of things. She's turned a big boy into a little more flexible than what the normal big boys become.
I love it.
So, like I said, this back in 2020, they did the 11-year version of this. The mash bill is like what you get on all their bottle and bond. 84% corn, 8% rye, 8% malted barley. I haven't drank anything today, I swear. I swear.
No.
And like what I love so much about George Dickel, 13 years for an MSRP of $45. And if you don't know, the bottle and bond 100 proof, that is what all bottle and bond have to be.
Yep.
So you ready to give this a try?
I'm so excited. Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, it even smells good. Like,
I've been a fan. I've had their other releases of their bottle and bond, been a big fan of them. And we'll get to this later, but because we did the whole review on Neat and Mixed, what we like about it, the price point, everything. Not because sometimes it's just, do you like it on the taste, but to me it's the whole package. But what are you getting on the nose?
well, you know me. I'm not that guy that's going to say, "Well, I get clove or
You don't
cardamom." Or,
you don't get a morning dew on a September morning.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to get fresh baked cinnamon rolls. I'm not that.
Grandma's birthday cake.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not that guy. I just smell. I'm like, I smell enjoyment. That's what I smell.
There you go.
Like I'm gonna really enjoy this.
As I always say, he's the neat, I'm the mixed. I'll always have it on ice first because that's the way a lot of people drink it. And then I will, it doesn't matter if it's $400, $500, or $45, I will mix it.
Yeah. Or even the bourbon that you're supposed to mix, like Kentucky Gentleman.
There's a couple $9 that I enjoy mixing. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, yeah, there's some really solid choices out there. So,
what do you get now that you've tasted it?
It's everything I wanted it to be. Like, I was so hyped for it. It had that, because here's why. Because when the George Dickel does this, they do this aged. This is the 13-year. The most recent one was the 11-year. But the first one, I think, was the 15-year. That was done back in maybe the fall or summer of like 05, maybe 06, right. 05. I want to say 05. Don't quote me on that. But I think it was. Now, I want to say that one done in 2000, the 15-year, the one that done, it was in 05.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that one on Whiskey Advocate, I'm pretty sure that got top.
Her first two were Whiskey of the Year. First two bottle and bond were Whiskey of the Year. Because she had to follow up the first one and then did it again. And then she was like, can I go 3 for 3? And the third one was up there as well because I believe this is the fourth one in the whole line.
I mean, seriously, I actually have a bottle in stock down here stashed away of the 15-year, and I bought, when it won Whiskey of the Year, nobody could find it because it was only like $45, which is crazy. It had 15 years, like it's nuts. But nobody thinks about it because it's. Yeah, George Dickel is a famous brand, but everybody looks past it in a sense because they want to see this bourbon whiskey category, and they want Kentucky, obviously. I get that. But, again, folks, I'm telling you, look outside the box for great bourbon or whiskeys. I'm telling you, they do some awesome stuff.
Well, and we've done multiple reviews on this that have been 7-year, 10-year, 15-year. They're blended, they're craft, which I love the craft guys because they're pushing the envelope, which has forced guys like this to do stuff like this, where they're going in, blending, and so forth, and doing some fun stuff. That's 150, 200, 250. This is a 13-year for $45. You don't see that every day.
And if you watch our one of our previous reviews on a bourbon blend that was 7 to 10 years, look at the different color of that. Like, to me, that is what 13 year is supposed to be. And if I get a blended bottle that says 7 to 10 year range, it should look similar to that color to me. Now, to me, that I could be wrong, but I mean, again, I'm not a master distiller.
You're looking for a darker color than something super light.
Right, exactly. Because I've seen, I don't know about you, but I've seen bottles on the shelf that are 20 year, and it's lighter than this table.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, and it's like, how is that possible?
Yeah. What did you age it?
What did you age it?
Or did it get pulled out way too early?
Exactly.
And then sat in a tote for 4 years.
We'll not go there, but yeah. Yeah.
We don't want to get in trouble. No. But no, like what you said is so true about Dickel. I think of Wild Turkey. There's other brands that just do a damn good bourbon or a whiskey, whatever you want to call these. Right. For a hell of a price point. 13 years for $45.
That's...
And I'm not a huge older whiskey fan because the older they get very oak forward, and that is not me. I'm a fruit forward guy. I like the sweetness, but this still has those flavors, and I think that's what Nicole is really good at finding. She's
phenomenal at that. Phenomenal. Really good at that if that's your jam. But I will say, this does have, if you like that little bit of a bite,
it's got more.
It does have a bite on the back end of it, like any bourbon or whiskey would have. But that gives it that balance, that perfect balance of that. It's
and
just
this
very
is not
sweet.
like the 11-year exactly because I've had the 11-year, and this has got a little more of that those darker notes, that oakiness that gives you that rounded. That you're talking about. So if you're expecting the 11-year, no, this is 2 more years,
right?
And those 2 years I think made a difference.
A big difference, huge difference. And I will say this, and you like you said, once if you age it for longer than 13, or even you get up in the 20-year stuff, it can be that too oaky. It kind of gets that leathery. It gets that leathery, kind of even more ashy, ashtray taste, honestly. But my wheelhouse is in that 13 to 17 year. That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Now I've had a couple 20 years that has just really knocked my sauce off in a couple different varieties. But my wheelhouse is that 13, 17 year, and I've had the 15 year of this, and this is spot on. I mean, it's fantastic.
And the bottle and bond, the 100 proof. If you're worried, you're an 80 proof guy or girl that's been drinking that, this doesn't drink super hot. It's a well balanced blend. We've talked about that before. We've had a couple 117, 120 proofs that drink closer to the 90, 100. Right. This drinks an approachable, like an 80, 85, 90 proof.
But again, that's what I love about what Nicole was doing here. It's just there's nothing fancy about it.
No.
It's what you see is what you get. It's a straight up 13-year bourbon. That is, I mean, it's very smooth. Because a lot of bourbons we've had and reviewed on here, they do. You get a lot of sweetness on the front, and then you get a really kick on the spots on the back. Right?
Yeah, you get.
So it's kind of like a roller.
It's a roller coaster layered approach. This is pretty much what you get early is
Yep.
what you get late.
Right.
And this,
You
and
get a subtle sweetness, a subtle spice, very smooth.
And for those that don't know, bottle and bond, they all have to come from the same season. So it's either the spring season or the fall season. All the barrels were produced in fall of 2008, aged in the same place because you can't do it any other way.
Right.
They've come a little more lax than when they did the Bottle and Bond Act, where they had a government agent literally living on site. But because we've become a little more truthful, we're not just putting tobacco juice in there to age things. But although you've had a few that you're like,
but I mean, if that's what I know my taxpayer money's going toward, I mean, I'm for it, all for it. I'll gladly pay the taxes on that. But I don't think that's what's happening.
No, but this is really good. If you can find the blue labels, even some of the other ones, those have been some of my favorites. I've put others onto those. They've loved them. And yes, it's a little bit more than what you're paying for the normal George Dickel, but $45 for a 13-year is phenomenal. And this is anyway.
I would say, honestly, in my opinion, if I have a stranger that comes to me and says, "Take me to the liquor store in Kentucky," where there's, by the way, if you've never been in a liquor store in Kentucky, a big liquor store, the most bourbon you'll ever see on the shelf are whiskeys. But what I'm saying is that, like, if anybody was to come to me and said, "Hey, take me to the liquor store and find me the best value on the shelf," that, like, for the money, for what you're getting, it's not only it's a phenomenal product, but it's also the best value at $45.
And that's what, when we say we do the whole review, because there's so many that we've had are good. Yes. I think back to the Island Rooster, the Rum Barrel Rye, that was delicious, but $200, not everyone can get that. Everyone can get this for $45, and it's going to be on the shelf for $45. Even in the places that we like to call museums are still going to have this for $45.
Yeah, and for all, and listen, and for all you folks out there that's like, "I'm all straight Kentucky, I only drink Kentucky bourbon or Kentucky whiskey," go sit down. This is really, really damn good. Yeah, it's really good.
Absolutely. Remember, so I'm guessing you're gonna get this bottle. You're gonna steal mine.
I may do that, but I'm gonna buy multiple of these. I'm gonna get 3 or 4. I'm gonna put a couple back in stock with my 15-year back there, and then I'm gonna enjoy several. Maybe one with you.
So he may or may not like this.
We might finish this before the night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So very rarely does he tell you to get multiple of those. So this is coming in at high praise. Yes. And like always, if you drink it how you like it, with who you like.
Yes.
And also follow us, like us on any of the social media at Hop Spirits. And if you're watching this on TikTok or Instagram or wherever, to see the full episode, go to our YouTube page. And
cheers.
Cheers.
By the way, shout out to all the veterans. Yes, the shirt. Obviously, it's America's shirt, but shout out to all you veterans out there. We thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service, keeping us safe, and keeping us. Cheers to freedom.
Cheers.
Find more from Hops and Spirits at hopspirits.com.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.